I've been working the night shift at the county morgue for almost 3 years now. People think it's creepy, but honestly, it's quiet, peaceful even. The dead don't argue. They don't complain. They just rest. At least, that's what I used to believe, until last night. The morgue sits on the edge of town, a low, gray concrete building with a single flickering fluorescent light above the side door. Most nights, I'm the only living soul here from midnight until 6 in the morning. My job is pretty straightforward. Log any new arrivals, keep the refrigeration unit stable, and make sure everything is prepped and ready for the medical examiner when he comes in. After a while, you get used to the silence. You learn to tune out the constant, low hum of the cold storage fans, the occasional creak of the metal drawers, or the distant groans of old pipes settling. You find a rhythm in it. But last night, something broke that rhythm. It all started around 2:47 a.m. I was at my desk filling out a report when I heard a sound that has absolutely no business being heard in a morgue. A knock. 3 faint but distinct taps, coming from inside one of the storage units. I froze, pen hovering over the paper. The air conditioner kicked on with a loud clank, and for a second, I told myself it was just that. Pressure changes, old pipes, anything but what I thought I heard. But then the sound came again. 3 knocks. Slower this time, deliberate. I could pinpoint it now. It was coming from drawer 47. My heart started hammering against my ribs. I glanced at the logbook, my hands already feeling clammy. Drawer 47, occupied since that afternoon. A John Doe, male, mid-30s, found unresponsive in his apartment. The cause of death was still listed as unknown, pending autopsy. Against every screaming instinct in my body, I slowly got up and went to check. As I approached the wall of refrigerated units, the air grew noticeably colder. The handle on drawer 47 was ice cold to the touch, colder than the others. I hesitated, just standing there, listening to the buzz of the overhead lights, my own breathing loud in my ears. Then, the drawer twitched. Just a tiny, barely perceptible movement, but I saw it. It was like something inside had shifted its weight. I stumbled back so fast I almost tripped over my own chair. The atmosphere in the room changed, became heavy, thick, like the air before a thunderstorm. Every survival instinct screamed at me to get out, to run and not look back, but my legs felt like they were bolted to the floor. And that's when I heard the whisper. It was so soft, so faint, I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it. Cold. It came from inside the drawer, right from inside drawer 47. I should have run. I should have dialed 911, but instead, like a fool in a horror movie, I found myself reaching for the handle. My hand shook as I pulled the drawer open. It slid out with a heavy, grinding sound. The body lay perfectly still, pale under the harsh lights, covered by a standard white sheet. I held my breath, slowly reaching for the corner of the fabric, and lifted it. He was staring right at me. Eyes wide open, cloudy and unfocused, but looking straight into mine. His mouth was slightly parted, as if he had just tried to speak that single, chilling word. I gasped and dropped the sheet, scrambling backward, my mind reeling. My hands were shaking uncontrollably. When I dared to look again, his eyes were closed. He looked exactly as he should, peaceful, dead. I don't remember sitting down, but I must have, because the next thing I knew, I blinked and I was back at my desk. Hours had passed. The first hints of dawn were breaking outside. The lights had stopped flickering. Everything was still, silent, just as it always was. I tried to rationalize it. Exhaustion, stress. Maybe I'd nodded off for a few minutes and had a vivid, terrifying nightmare. It had to be that. But then, I decided to check the security footage, just to be sure. I rewound the tape to 2:47 a.m. I watched my own grainy, black and white figure stand up from the desk and walk purposefully toward drawer 47. I saw myself stop right in front of it. And then the drawer opened on its own. I hadn't touched it. The camera then glitched, dissolving into static for about 5 seconds. When the image came back, I was gone. Just an empty room. The next frame showed me sitting back at my desk, staring blankly ahead. But behind me, in the faint reflection on the polished steel of the refrigerator door, was another face. The John Doe. He was standing, watching me. The footage ends right there. I told my supervisor this morning that the system must have malfunctioned. He just nodded, but I saw the look in his eyes. He didn't believe me for a second. When I came in for my shift tonight, I checked the log. Drawer 47 is empty. There's no record of a transfer. No file, no name. It's as if John Doe never existed. But as I'm sitting here recording this, I keep hearing something. It's coming from the cold storage room, a soft, dragging sound. Like bare feet shuffling across the cold tile floor. I want to go check, I know I should, but the power just flickered again. The constant hum of the freezers has stopped, and in the sudden, suffocating darkness, I swear I can hear breathing. Close, right behind me. If anyone finds this recording, don't come here after midnight. Don't take this job. And if you ever hear knocking from inside one of the drawers, whatever you do, don't open it. Thanks for listening to my story. If you want to hear more strange tales from the graveyard shift, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Stay safe out there.